Good morning, ladies. I am Precious Williams, and I am known as the Killer Pitch Master, aka the Pitch Queen. So if you've ever watched Shark Tank, you've already seen my work. I create killer elevator pitches, media pitches, investor pitches, sales pitches, speaker pitches, and interview pitches for some of the biggest companies in the world, and also for authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs. So I love what I do, but to be quite honest with you, before I got here, before I was a four-time #1 best-selling author, before I was a top Fortune 500 corporate sales trainer, I was a disgruntled attorney in New York City. And I was like, I can't do this for 40 years. I can't be bored for 40 years. This is not going to work for me. So I started my first company, Curvy Girls Lingerie, at 327 pounds. I said that right, 327 pounds, size 28. I am not that at all today. And people told me I was too fat, too black, and didn't have an Ivy League degree. So who would ever invest in my company, let alone book me for speaking engagements, let alone have me on Shark Tank and other shows in public like Forbes, CNN, Wall Street Journal? Who would ever put someone like me on? And this is where the true tea really resides. Raise your hands if you've ever had someone tell you that your idea was crazy or your business makes no sense. Raise your hands if you've ever felt like, you know what, maybe they were right. I want to commend you ladies for being 100K earners. Most women will never get there. So I want to congratulate you for that. And I give you a hug for that. That is why the dames under our queen dame, Megan, is a force to be reckoned with to bring these type of conversations to the fore. So for me to get to where I am today, the first thing I had to do was realize that the people who were telling me it would never happen, why am I listening to them? They have never been where I know I'm going. They're not going to be my clients. So why am I listening? If you ain't in the trenches building a company, why are we talking? Why are we talking? If they don't have big dreams, what am I listening to you for? If you were afraid and it didn't work for you, that has no bearing on me. The second thing I realized is pitching, I saw taking off. And it wasn't just Shark Tank, because my career preceded Shark Tank. I started Curvy Girls in 2010. And so when I did my first pitch at an event I could not afford, you heard me right, I went to an event I could not afford and made up a pitch on the spot before producers of MSNBC, and they loved it. But what I said, I was shocked that they were like, oh, we want you to be on our show Elevator Pitch under JJ Ramberg's show, Your Business with JJ Ramberg. So when I was actually on the show, in 54 seconds, I walked away with $500,000. But wait, wasn't I still too fat, too black, didn't have an Ivy League degree? But I talked my way on a national television. What did investors tell me? Go into pitching competitions because the way you pitch is different. Ding, ding, ding. The people who know things are going to see something in you. The people that you've been listening to don't know nothing because I ain't never been where you're trying to go. Out of 14 competitions, I won 13 times, beating out Harvard, Yale, Stanford, Columbia, cool tech companies, international companies. Still full-figure diva, still black on both sides, no Ivy League degree, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs. Focus. And so when I realized that pitching was really the niche, then I turned it into an art form with my company, Perfect Pitches by Precious. So Perfect Pitches by Precious started out helping women to secure investor dollars, win pitch competitions for their companies, especially women who were, 35 and up. Not the TikTokers, not those, no. Women who might have forgot who they were, they have a great idea, they're feeling a little scared, but the world needs to see this idea come to fruition. Or if you got a little traction, how do we get to the next level? It's by having a great network, seeing you and putting you out there. That's why pitch competitions were great. Because even if you didn't win, there were people in the room who probably write you a better check, a bigger check. There's probably media in the room that will be like, oh, we want to feature her. So now you're playing before a bigger audience. So number 3, what is the niche? What is the niche that you can truly niche down? So let's say you're a motivational speaker, not good enough. What specifically about motivation? What specifically about pitching? I mean, not pitching. What specifically about your industry or your, what specifically about the industry that you're in can you narrow down that someone is not seeing in the marketplace? People think of speakers as motivational speakers. I am not. I'm the killer pitch master. I'm here to what? Slay all competition. They told me no one would listen to me. It's 13 years later. And I knew pitching would be big, not just for investor, but for sales. Some of y'all want more and more explosive sales. Niche down. And that's why pitching became great. Some of you, may have interviews coming up. How do you become the only choice that matters? Are you saying what everybody else is saying? It sounds average, random, or ordinary? Then let's spice up the pitch that you have in there. When they ask you those questions, tell us a bit about yourself. Be very clear about what they're asking versus what you think everybody else says, right? So in order to make yourself the only choice that matters, I told you about niching down and then going ham and cheese. So what's in your social media posts? Is it just buy my stuff, or are you building up your credibility as an expert? Why is that important? Because if people think of you as a go-to person, they're looking every day to see what you're doing, where are you speaking, who are you in front of, where are you bringing your products and services to? Because they might want to meet you in the full flesh. And over these years, carving out a name as the killer pitch master, AKA the pitch queen, has done it. Another thing I want you all to think about, and Queen, Megan, let me know when I'm almost at my 10 minutes.
Yeah, like 2-3 minutes.
All right, we Gucci.
Yep.
The dames. The dames is so critical. And even if you've been here for years or you haven't, the dames is so critical with their power partners. There is a power partner who does something similar to what I do, but we're not the same. Whitney, I think she's the queen out of South Carolina. She and I were on the phone, and she got me a paid speaking engagement with a woman in South Carolina for her organization. I didn't go into those power partner meetings saying, can you book me? Can you buy my stuff? No, we were really learning each other for chemistry. So Megan needs to know who you are. The women in this room need to know who you are. There are dames that need to know who you are, not that you're selling everything. No. If you can, go on that Facebook and whatever the prompt is, if you have time, answer it. It really helps you stand out. People are looking at you like, oh, who is that chick? And then finally, numbers. I ran my company for years knowing we were making money, but I was afraid of numbers. So putting sales goals really in writing for you to look at. Spreadsheet. Where's the money really coming from? So you're not focused on things that aren't money generating, right? So when you hit the morning, what are the money generating things? Do you need to be sending out emails? Do you need to have like client, like prospect turn into client meetings? We got to ramp this up. We're in a pandemic, economic downturn, social unrest, recession, inflation, monkeypox, all these other crazy things. Don't let that not let you have your eyes on the prize. If it really is a numbers game, how many people are you talking to? How many conversations are you adding value to? And how does that affect your sales goal? I was pitching things that honestly I shouldn't have been focused on because the money was coming from speaking. It was coming from training with corporations, foundations, and nonprofits. Some of this other stuff just had to go. And once I sat down with the numbers with the trusted professional, it made sense. And then following it to a T every week. Are we hitting our sales goals? If we're not, what's standing in the way? How do we do all these sort of things? So finally, in the end, that is how I went from where I was with nothing about 3 years ago to where I am today. I am proud to be a Dames member. I am proud that Megan accepted me. I am also proud that we can have these real conversations because, y'all, as I said, I'm Black on both sides, no Brazilian butt lift, no six-pack abs. And yet the clients I never thought I could have because I pushed through, built the network in the Dames and in others. And now they refer me. So think about that. I want you to be pitching for profit. I want you to get your great network around you. And how do you make yourself the only choice that matters? Niche down, and you can fly into other ones, but make sure that the niche that you're focused on, focus. and focus, 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 and then you'll branch out into other things. When I started pitching, it was just to help, women my age and above. Didn't think it would turn into television, didn't think it would turn into media, didn't think it would turn into corporate clients, didn't think it would turn into international speaking engagements. And so I hope that helps. I love you all. Congratulations on being in the 6-figure club. The next one is coming. And I pray that I said something that really set it off. So what does the money reside? What's money reside? In creating a killer pitch that pays and slays. Thank you.
Yes.